Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek. Welcome back to the channel. And we got some pretty big news yesterday regarding the 1000th issue of Action Comics. And that is the Trunks are back. So definitely a lot of rejoicing. Some silly protests by people who are still too dense to understand the importance of the Trunks. But a lot of great feedback about this. So I'm clearly very excited. If you have missed my video where I really laid out the thorough arguments for the Trunks, artistically, symbolically, mythologically, why they're important to the character, aesthetically, and all of that, I will definitely put the link up there in the top right-hand corner. And that video is just about the argument, so it's fine if somebody just has the taste of, well, I don't like the look of the Trunks. I prefer the look of a suit without the Trunks. That's personal taste. Don't understand how anybody can have that taste, but people do, and they don't need me to understand their taste. They can have it, and they've got a right to it. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about taste. We are talking about artistic, aesthetic, mythological importance, symbolic importance, and that's all laid out in that video. So I won't get into that here, but I just wanted to kind of rejoice over it in my own little video. It'd be kind of silly for this big event to happen and me to be silent on it. Now I'm cautious because I do not trust those in charge at DC, and it's entirely possible that they will just let this be a one-issue thing. One story where he gets them back or whatever, and then they'll go back to business as usual. They just have this pathological need to eliminate the Trunks from Superman. They've shown that ever since the New 52 and incarnations that have come after that in film, cartoons, and whatever. So really is a silly thing that somebody and then a chain of people have just doubled down on, and to bring it back right now is great, but it better stay. They better stay back. That's all I have to say about that. The issue looks great, though. We've got some great people involved. Of course, Richard Donner and Jeff Johns coming back. That's wonderful. And we got Jose Luis Garcia Lopez on board. That's wonderful. He's an amazing artist, classic. I think Gary Frank's involved. The one I'm most excited about is Paul Dini. Paul Dini is easily my favorite comic book writer. Actually, even my favorite superhero writer. Pretty much, period. At one time, Bruce Timm would have been numbered up there with him, but Bruce Timm has pretty much proven that he's not concerned with iconic portrayals and all of that in his recent film endeavors and whatnot. But Paul Dini has just been a master. All of his comics are just wonderful, and anytime I see his name on something, I try and buy it because I know it's going to be golden. And I'm very much looking forward to him. I don't think he's touched Superman since the Superman Reborn event. He did a short story at the end of one of those issues, and that was really great. So very excited for another story from him. It's going to be great. I do wish that Jim Lee wouldn't have gotten the cover. Jim Lee is entirely overrated. He's done his share in the comic book world that has made him important, and with X-Men and such, but Jim Lee and Dan Didio are really pretty much squarely to blame for the New 52 and then all of the nonsense trying to inject that darkness into the DC universe that just held sway for so long. And when the numbers just eventually forced them to do something else, somebody above them, stepped in and forced them to stop this nonsense and to start the Rebirth Initiative. Jim Lee, the man who had designed the entire New 52 Justice League looks, was pretty much relegated to designing the Scooby-Doo comic book, which is good enough for him because he was kind of a jerk. And then Dan Didio as well in interviews and in response to any kind of critique about the New 52. And so I was happy to see him take a seat. But to give him the cover of this momentous issue, I'm not crazy about, but it's certainly not going to stop me from buying it or buying multiple issues. This is a momentous event, but that's just my feelings on it. I'd love to know if you think I'm being unfair to Jim Lee. That's fine. You can tell me that in the comments. I won't agree, but you've got your right to your opinion. Even his art, I think his art's a little overrated. He's able to portray iconic characters, and I like the stance and everything and the general composition of his Superman cover there, but all of his male characters look the same. They got the same face. And it's just, I don't know. I don't think he's quite worth the hubbub that people tend to give him. But, who are you most excited for coming back to the issue? I said I listed a ton of names there, and there are more coming back. Of course, Tomasi has done such a great job with the Superman titles, and I believe he's going to be a part of it. So, let me know what you're excited about, and I will definitely chime in when it comes out. I'll have another video up in the next 2 days talking about the new initiative DC's doing with these new characters or new line of heroes, DC's all new universe or whatever it's called. Kind of talk about that and some of the things I'm thinking about that. But until then, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the superhero stories you love. Thanks for watching.